Chicago Bears training camp day 4 full report. What's up, guys? Swift here with a full breakdown of the fourth practice of Bears camp. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Keenan Allen and Mercedes Lewis both had veteran days off today. Meanwhile, Noah Sewell and Nasimba Webster both remained out. And then Kyler Gordon also had the day off as well. He was present but not practicing. Doesn't seem to be anything major. Meanwhile, TJ Edwards seems close to fully returning to practice as he continues ramping up. That's some good news there as well. Now let's go ahead and check in on QB1, Caleb Williams, who started out the day hot today, looking decisive and continuing to get the ball out quickly. He started the day out with passes to DJ Moore, followed by a big connection with Rome Odunze. Keenan Allen did stretch during warm-ups, but he was in sweatpants and did not practice. That led to more action for Tyler Scott today. And I expect Keenan Allen should get multiple of these rest days throughout camp. He's a 32-year-old veteran. He does not need to be here every day to practice. One of the most impressive throws today from Caleb Williams was a back shoulder throw to tight end Steven Carlson, who also got a little bit of action today. But the play of the day belonged to Tyler Scott. For the second time in just 4 practices, the second-year receiver from Cincinnati made a highlight reel catch. This time on a deep ball down the left sideline, Scott made a nice play hanging onto the ball on his way to the ground. Great to see Tyler making plays. But Caleb's favorite target of the day seemed to be DJ Moore, who he connected with multiple times. The Bears' 2-minute drill ended with a 4th down incompletion as the defense forced back-to-back pass breakups. The first one was by Tyreek Stevenson, breaking up a pass intended for Rome Odunze, and then the 4th down pass was intended for Cole Kmet, but Tremaine Edmonds broke it up. The offense put together a nice drive during the 2-minute period, but they could not find the end zone. It is important to note before anyone overreacts, the offense had a lot of backups on the field at the skill positions during this 2-minute period. Remember, Keenan Allen had a day off, Gerald Everett is still ramping up, and Mercedes Lewis had the day off as well. And then DJ Moore would set out for the 2-minute period, leading to a lot of backups being on the field. The offense featured Steven Carlson, Tyler Scott, and other backups, but Caleb still did a great job leading the team down the field to the 6-yard line before the defense clamped up. It's great to see the defense battle back today. It was another back and forth practice. As fans, most of us haven't seen this much back and forth at training camp unless you happen to go to camp during the '85 Super Bowl run. But even in 2006, when we went to the Super Bowl, our defense used to bully our offense in camp. So this has been great to see early on. Also, earlier in the day, Jack Sanborn made a great play to break up a pass from Caleb Williams to Gerald Everett. And now let me get back to the trenches again. The center position battle remains in full effect. Day 4 was Coleman Shelton's turn to run with the first team. We probably won't have any real updates on the center battle until pads come on this weekend, and then I'll monitor things a little more closely. Preseason action will also be very important for this as well. At left tackle, Braxton Jones continues ramping up, and he's doing more and more. I expect him to be back to getting all the first team reps sometime in the next week or so. The most interesting thing to watch at the tackle position will be to see if anyone steps up to challenge Larry Borom for the swing tackle job. Onto the defensive side of the ball, there were a few interesting looks on the D-line today, including a couple of reps where Montez Sweat and Jacob Martin were lined up at edge, and the Bears had Zach Pickens and Dominique Robinson on the inside. Just like the offensive line, how they're searching for the best 5, they're going to continue searching for the best 4 when it comes to different sub packages and rush groups on the defensive line. In fact, our new defensive coordinator said he wants to build the best pass rush in the NFL. He said they have to be consistently effective and relentless. He said he's seeing that right now, and there's been some positive signs early in camp. He would single out both Jacob Martin and Austin Booker as guys who have impressed him early on as edge rushers. Washington said he's really excited about Booker, and he had a lot of great things to say about Jacob Martin. He even called Jacob a 3-down defender, said he's sturdy at the point of attack, and that he has great speed. It seems like Jacob Martin really has effectively replaced Ngakoue on our defensive line, at least 4 days into camp. We'll see if that can continue going forward. Washington also had really high praise for my guy, Gervon Dexter. He said the level of focus that Dexter has for a second year player is pretty uncommon, and added that he also looks much quicker than he did last year. I really think Eric Washington's addition to this defensive coaching staff is really going to pay dividends for the Chicago Bears. He has developed a lot of defensive linemen during his time in the NFL, and his experience on this coaching staff should only help the development of guys like Gervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, Austin Booker, and the rest of this defensive line. But speaking of Gervon Dexter, he also spoke to the media. He talked about his improvement with his body and his quickness off the line of scrimmage. He said one of the things he did this offseason was marathon training. He spoke about how good players can do it for one or two plays, but the great ones can do it consistently from the first to the fourth quarter. Gervon Dexter improving his stamina, getting in better shape, learning the defense better, and taking a big step this year is scary for opposing offenses. Watch out for Gervon Dexter. He also said he wants his name on the walls when you walk into Hallis Hall. I love Gervon Dexter, just in case anyone didn't know that yet. Stop sleeping on the dude. He is going to be a monster. Also, we had another update in the running game as undrafted free agent, special teamer, and running back Ian Wheeler showcased his speed today, breaking off a big run. He is a sleeper to watch out for on special teams and could potentially replace Travis Homer on this roster. Another cool note is the Bears are letting Jonathan Owens miss about a week of training camp to go watch Simone Biles compete in the Olympics. It's a really cool thing to do. Owens is a very talented safety who is capable of starting in the NFL, but being able to support his significant other while she's out there breaking records at the Olympics is pretty darn cool. Meanwhile, reports are that the first padded practice is actually going to be this Friday, July 26th. So the team will practice in pads on both Friday and Saturday. For anyone going to camp that day, have fun and let me know if you have an extra ticket. Today's practice was number 4. Tomorrow is going to be an off day. And then Thursday, we're going to have practice 5 without pads. Friday is going to be practice 6 with pads. Saturday will be the second straight practice with pads, our 7th practice of the camp. And then Sunday will most likely be another off day. And then there will be 2 more practices on Monday and Tuesday. Whether or not those are padded practices or not is still unknown. And then Wednesday is probably going to be a day off before taking on the Texans Thursday night in Canton for the Hall of Fame game. Football season is almost upon us. I have a ton more updates on the way, but I wanted to get this practice breakdown out as swiftly as possible today. Thanks to everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.